Now that you have your template open, we're going to begin with changing document properties. Under File, Properties, you can change your name and the author, the keywords, biweekly payroll report, and then when you are finished, click the X at the end. Make sure the worksheet has a name. To change a name on the worksheet, you double click. You can make changes on the worksheet tab. You can also right click. We can change the tab color to blue. And we will continue with entering formulas. So we're going to use formulas to determine gross pay. We always begin with an equal sign. This tells Excel we're going to be doing math, and we use cell values. So you have to highlight or type the cell name and not the number. So we're going to take D4, hours worked, times, so multiply hourly rate, enter. And then we'll continue entering the remaining formulas for federal tax, state tax, net pay, and the percentage. So federal tax formula is a little more involved, but again we begin with equal 0.22, 22% rate, times, parenthesis, F4 minus C4 times 24.32, close the parenthesis, enter. State tax, equal sign, 0.04. Again, multiplying by gross pay. So looking at this worksheet, gross pay is what the person earned, and then we are calculating taxes they owe to the federal government and state government. So we are using Excel to create a payroll report for the workers. So net pay simply is the gross, and then we're going to go ahead and subtract the taxes. So we're going to use a parenthesis because we have two taxes. Enter. And then remember, you can always check your formula in the formula bar. So for each one, you look here to see the formula bar, what the formula is. So we are almost done with our formulas. Continue. We're now on page 80 in the book. You're going to go figure out the tax percentage. Again, equal sign. And then we're going to do parenthesis. And it's going to be G4 plus H4, close the parenthesis, divided by, there's a slash, /F4, 0.256. And now we're going to use our fill handle. We're going to highlight range F to J, highlight that row, take your mouse, go in the corner, drag all the way down to 12. Fills in all the remaining information. On page 82 is a good review of option buttons in Excel. You can fill in, and you have different options for copy and paste. You might want to review page 82. Again, why don't we continue? We're going to do totals. So click on sum, highlight the range, enter. And then we're going to go to gross pay, again, sum, enter. You can go across all the way to net pay. Now when you go to taxes, you need to click on, and you're going to autofill, and you have options where we can fill formatting, without formatting, or copy cells. So there's that button. We're actually going to just delete this for now. All right, let's continue. Do average. This is page 84, doing average function. Max, minimum. So we're going to begin with average dependents. Average. Make sure you have the right range. You don't want to include totals, which is in 13. So you can either go up here, backspace, and only go up to 12. Or the other way is just to re-highlight. So you want the range to be C4 through C12. You're going to enter. Moving on to page 86 and 87. We're going to do the highest now. Again, max. So it's asking you for the range. Simply take your mouse and highlight C4 through C12 again. Enter. Go back up to here, minimum. Again, check the range. Re-highlight with your mouse, C4 through C12, and enter. On page 86, they show you the formula button. So another way to do formula, and you don't have to do this, you can just watch. You can go under the formula button and you can look for different functions. So for example, if I delete this function and I go into formula, I can look for minimum. So type in minimum. And it will look for that particular function. And you can see a list, and you have to hit go. There's minimum. Returns the smallest number. You click OK. And in here it asks for the range. So we know we want the range to be C4 to C12. And it's right there. Click OK, and you get the same result. Obviously this is much faster, but the formula button enables you to do all kinds of different formulas. Alright, so now that we have that entered, we're going to use our fill handle again. So highlight, take your fill handle, go all the way over this time to tax. So we have our information. Page 90 and 91. Just reviewing formulas again, saving. On page 91, verifying formulas using Rangefinder. So you can double click, for example, J4, and it shows you the range of cells. That's the Rangefinder. Page 92 and 3, formatting. So let me just enter. We're going to do all kinds of formatting. We're going to change the theme, and we're going to change colors. So you can see before and after on page 92. It's going to look very different. Continuing to page 94. You want to go under page layout, themes, and you have all kinds of options here. The book's calling for Trek, and it changes the font. Formatting the worksheet titles, page 95. Highlight A1 through J1. This is the range. Don't click on 1. Make sure you go A1 to J1. Merge and center. Go back home. Merge and center. Highlight A2 through J2. Again, merge and center. Highlight this range, cell styles, and we want title. Highlight A2, and again, in A2, we're going to change the font. So we're going to just apply title again, but we want to make it smaller. So you're going to click on this decrease font size and make it smaller. We can do it one more time so it's smaller from the main title. Color, page 96. Color selection is explained, what different colors mean on page 96. We're going to highlight A1 through A2. These are our theme colors. A lot of browns here. We're using Trek. We're going to choose one of the brown colors. Page 97, borders button. And there's borders. Thick box. Now we have a nice border. Page 98, 99. You're going to highlight this range. And we're going to change in our format cells. Well, before we do that, I'm sorry, page 98, we have to do heading 3. So cell styles, heading 3. Then we're going to do center. There's our alignment, center. Highlight this range. Cell styles, total. Bold, A14 through A16. There's bold. Page 99. B4 through B12. So B4 through B12. Format. Cells. You can also right click. We'll take you to format cells. Date. You want this date. Click OK. Now that changed. C4 through C12, step 3 on page 99. So C4 through C12. And we want to center. Page 100 and 101, accounting style. So we're going to determine proper formatting that includes currency. You can do accounting, and they explain fixed dollar sign versus floating dollar sign. So what's the difference? Let me show you really quick. If I put accounting, the dollar sign is fixed. It does not move. Again, you don't have to do this, just watch me. If I choose, oh, and by the way, if you ever see this, it means it's not fitting. If I choose currency, it floats. And that's the difference between floating and accounting.